What's up, y'all? I'm back for another video. If you guys are interested to see how I got this cute and trendy green skunk stripe on my hair, honey, make sure you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's go. So today's video is going to be sponsored by Aovy hair. They sent me this unit, and as you guys can see, this is the box that it came in. They did send me a 13x4 HD lace frontal, and I believe this is a 16-inch. It's 16 or 14. It'll be down in the description. So as you guys can see, I have it on my mannequin head. This is not the natural curl pattern. I did pluck this wig, so it does look brushed out because of that. But this is the construction of the wig. You guys can see here that we have 4 combs, 2 on the sides, 1 at the top, and then another at the bottom. And then you have your adjustable straps at the back, like normal, pretty standard. And then as you guys can see, I did brush the wig out a little bit, but it does still look nice and full. So as you guys can see, I did do some plucking. This wig did not look like it came pre-plucked. I don't think it was, but I went ahead and did some customization just because I felt like the hairline was a little dense for me and my personal liking. So I did go ahead and customize it, and I also did bleach the knots. Excuse my mannequin head, y'all. I gotta get another one because I did a glue in on my mannequin head and I messed it up because I didn't put a plastic bag in, but it still works good. I just put a white towel underneath when I do my plucking, as you guys can see. So I'm using the Clairol BW2 bleach powder and then this 40 volume developer. And I have a mixing bowl and a little brush here that I'm going to use to go ahead and start the process of bleaching the hair. And this is the Temptation in Neon Green from Kiss. That is what I'm going to be using for my green. And then I'm going to take this Biotin Repair by Tresemme. It's a conditioner used to repair the hair. So I'm going to use that after I'm done bleaching. And now you guys just see me straightening everything up on the wig stand and pinning everything in just so it can be secure so that I can start the coloring process. So now you just see me taking my steel rat tail comb to kind of part the sections, and I'm just playing around with that so I can make sure that I have everything sectioned off where I want to bleach at. And as you guys can see, that scalp is looking really good. So I'm just doing that, and you will see me kind of playing around a little bit trying to find out where exactly I want to go ahead and space everything out. And then I'm going to take a Denman brush after and just kind of brush everything through so everything is nice and even. So now that I have everything parted and sectioned how I want, I'm just going ahead and separating all the rest of that hair. As you guys can see, I already pulled it back just so everything is out of the way. And then I'm just brushing out that other side and detangling it to make sure that I don't have any kinks or anything keeping the hair from bleaching evenly. So now that I have my two sections, it's time to go ahead and begin to mix our bleach and our developer together. So with this, I did only use 1 pack per side, I guess you could say, just because I wanted to make sure it was fully saturated. And I didn't want to put too much in this bowl because it's kind of small, but you want to make sure that you have a consistency like pancake mix, in my opinion, for not only bleaching knots, but also for bleaching your hair. I just think that it's easier to work with when it's a little bit thicker. So here I'm just spraying some got to be glued around the perimeter of what I do not want to be bleached, just to give it some extra security. And I also sprayed the back as well in case any glue gets back there. I mean bleach, I'm sorry. I'm talking about glue. Y'all know I be talking crazy when I'm tired now. So I'm taking this foil here just so I can kind of have something to bleach the hair on top of, and also we're going to be using this to generate some heat to help the hair process faster. So I'm just taking my little brush and just doing like normal, how I would normally dye hair, and then you guys see me kind of just taking that throughout and just saturating the entire section. Now, as you guys can see, I'm taking my dimming brush and I'm brushing through the hair just to get everything completely detangled. I let the bleach sit on for probably like 30-40 minutes. It didn't get super bright, but I wasn't really tripping about that because I didn't want it to be super bright anyway, and I didn't want to damage the hair because I didn't know how it would react. But it did get light enough to get the desired look that I wanted in the end. So you guys seen me spraying that got to be glue just to give me some extra protection so I wouldn't dye the lace. And luckily I did not ruin it, thank God. So I'm carefully placing the color around the perimeter of the edges and then just going right in on the scalp and the top of the hair at the roots. It looks like I'm going super fast, of course, because I sped it up, but I was really taking my time, guys. I parted each row as well to kind of make sure I got all the roots because I didn't want anything to end up being blonde. I did wind up getting a little bit of it on the bottom of that lace there, but as you guys know, we do cut all of that off, so I was in the clear, thank God. So the next couple of minutes is just pretty much me applying the color. So I kind of cut that out and just skip straight to me when I was applying the wig, because I had, you know, just washed it, and you guys kind of know how that process goes. So I'm just using this foundation that I always use on my wig caps to kind of blend everything. I got these shears from Sam's Beauty Warehouse. They were literally $1.99. They're so sharp. So just be careful, ladies and gents, when you're applying your ball cap, just not to cut yourself. Like I said, again, I'm moving fast because I fast forwarded this, but I was being very careful not to cut myself. These shears were very new and very sharp, so I was trying to be very, very careful. So you guys know I cut out my ear tabs to make everything comfortable and make it lay flat, and I use this Eben New York lace bond, and I'm just spraying that and rubbing it all around just so I can cover the entire hairline and give myself a decent amount of spacing. And I hit that with my Conair blow dryer, and I've had this blow dryer, y'all, literally for like 8 years, and it still works. Then I'm taking my Fantasia liquid mousse. Y'all know I love this stuff. It reminds me of my beautician because it smells like I'm in the shop. So funny. So once that has dried down, I'm taking my shears again and cutting the ball cap. As you guys can see, I'm just doing it section by section and lifting it back. There will be stray pieces sometimes, but you can always go back and lay those down, so that's no problem. As long as the cap is majority down, we'll be able to go back and kind of fix it up and make everything lay flat. So that is what I'm about to do. First, I'm just taking the scissors to just cut off the excess as much as I can, and then I'm going to lay everything down by simply spraying a little bit more of that even lace bond and kind of guiding everything down with my rat tail comb. And yeah, here's the wig and how it turned out. It came out really cute. This is literally the exact color that I was going for, so I was really happy about that. So I'm taking the same foundation and brush that I used to apply the foundation to my cap to apply inside of the wig. So you guys just see me doing that here. I'm looking super focused and super crazy, honestly, by the head. My lighting was acting crazy, y'all, so I'm probably looking 50 different colors in this video. Don't mind me. So this part is just literally me putting the wig on and lining everything up, kind of trying to see where I want everything to lay, and then just taking my hot comb with no product on the hair just yet to kind of start guiding everything back in the direction I want it to go, so that way the lace can be completely exposed and nothing will be in the way. That way I can kind of see what I need to do. First things first, what I'm going to do here is kind of find out where I need to cut the sides and the excess lace so I can have my ears out so everything can fit comfortably and flush against my face. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other side and do the same thing. With this, you got to be really careful because you don't want to cut your wig construction and you don't want to cut yourself, of course, or cut too much of the lace. So if you're a beginner at this, I would suggest taking your time or having someone help you, but definitely moving slow. So now I'm taking the hot comb again to kind of trying to get everything to go back a little bit more. My hot comb wasn't fully hot yet, so that's why I was doing it so many times. I'm taking this alcohol 70% and wiping everything clear to make sure, you know, we can lay our glue down, honey. And as y'all know, I always use my Bold Hold Active to apply my wigs. And yeah, I'm taking this end of this little baby hair brush and kind of smoothing it out because you want to have a thin layer. That way everything can dry so you can completely dry in between layers. So I'm taking my second layer after that first layer is completely kind of dried, which you'll know when it turns clear. And I'm doing the exact same thing, only applying a little amount. That way it can dry evenly and I can spread it out, you know, where it will dry quickly enough for me. Because you don't want anything to be white and clumpy and all of that. It just gets real messy, girl. So this is the third layer, and I believe that this was the last one that I did. And I'm doing that same thing. Y'all, this water I'm drinking is so good. I'm like so thirsty. So once that one is not completely dry but somewhat there, I go ahead and place the wig down where I need it to go. And once it's where I want it to be, I kind of take my rat tail comb and comb it in. Yeah, that's pretty much that part. Once I've done that, I take my little elastic band and kind of have it melt in. And then I take that Icy Fantasia heat protecting serum and kind of do it across my hairline to get it ready for the hot comb, which I think at this point it was probably at like 375 or something like that. So now the hair is kind of having a better time staying back because it's actually a little bit hotter. Just make sure you don't burn yourself. Now I'm taking the rat tail comb and kind of just making sure everything is adhered the way I want it to be. I cut my lace off camera, and as you can see, there's still a bit of a cast where it looks kind of light, but that's okay because we're gonna fix that, so don't worry about that. So now I'm just parting out my baby hairs where I want them to be. I know I wanted to do 2 in the front and 2 sideburns. I got inspired to do this video by Kamani Jean, so I kind of was following the kind of pattern she did for her baby hairs. So I'm going in with my hot comb and I'm straightening out those baby hairs too. And y'all, I got that tip from her too. And when I tell y'all, it helps make everything kind of swoop a little bit better. So here I'm just trial and error trying to figure out how much I need to do on each side so it's even and it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Just fixing that, trying to make sure everything is going in the right direction. And I kind of plucked a lot on this side, but it wound up coming together and looking good once I kind of got everything going where it needed to go. But I'm cutting these a little bit like right at my eye, but kind of on an angle, just because I don't want to cut too much, and I knew I wanted them to be dramatic and long, so I left a lot. That way I could go back and touch them up later, but always go longer. That way you can cut more if needed, because if you cut too much, baby, you can't add it back. So I'm taking this little trick that Arrogant Tay does and flipping those babies back, taking my black got to be glued to swoop the baby hairs, and it literally makes it so much easier using this comb after you've kind of flipped them, because they swoop so much better. So at this point my camera was literally running out of space, so I didn't get much else of the install process, but I did my baby hairs. I tied them down, and this is how they came out. I'm going to insert a video of me kind of redoing everything so you guys can see, but thanks for watching. Y'all are loving my little skunk stripe situation, honey, then you're gonna love the video that's uploading right now as we speak, as I record, because I did a collab with a company. And sis, I went ahead and did this little experiment because I wanted to play around with some color. And I also ordered a cute dress that was green and black, and I was like, ooh, I want my hair to match, so I was just like, whatever. But yeah, make sure y'all check out my latest upload so y'all can see. Look at these curls, y'all. Like, yes, sis, I'm loving it. Like, it's giving, honey, it's giving. But anyway.